if we talk about geopolitical factors, obviously, like Brian talked about, big awakening in 2022. Before that, with COVID, how does geopolitical and this kind of like factors that I guess like COVID is not even geopolitical, it's not something that you couldn't even account for, but how do they influence legal strategies from securing critical mineral supplies, and is there any measures that companies can take to protect their interest in like unstable regions?
You've got to understand the risks of the country that you're working in. You've got to understand the system, the legal system that you're operating in, and do it according to the legal system that you're in. I mean, that's kind of the basic premise of going into perceived risky countries, because everybody's got a different perception of whether XYZ country is riskier than another, and you just have to understand how everything operates.
I mean, this is a
fairly like a quick adaptation in the legal legal part of the process of the process. For example, okay, X happened. Is there any like quick regulations that usually happened to adapt to these changing factors?
Well, nothing's quick in law, Anya. You should know that. I mean, one of the
relatively speaking,
one of the things as Brian was talking about, that mining companies have a very sophisticated view of governmental relations and political risk, and one of the things that you'll be looking at is, are there bilateral investment treaties between your host country, so be it Canada or the UK or the United States, and the country where they're developing the project. And so if you have a BIT, that may give you some additional protection from changes in law. You'll also see that people will try to negotiate mine development agreements. And so they're actually looking to gain some legal underpinning for the agreement that they enter into. But at the end of the day, if you're in a country and there's a change of government and they decide to take your project away, then that may well happen. And if you look to what happened to First Quantum in Panama, that's one of the world's biggest copper mines that is currently idled, really for no good reason. So I think political risk is a real risk in our sector, and that's one of the reasons why, if you have a mine in Canada or the United States or Australia, that there's a big value attached to that. You might have to pay the people more, but you'll have higher environmental standards. People will buy the product for sure because they know it's from a great provenance, and also, joking apart about the US elections, it's a reasonably stable political environment to be in.